Hypercondition is not a symptom of some kind of xenomalady. Sit down beside her and wait. It seems this is going to take a while. Find a comfortable spot and get settled in. Yrliet does not react to your presence, and as time passes, you begin to sink into your own thoughts. The gilded chrono in your hands tells you that 2 watch hours have already elapsed. Your muscles feel stiff and your head feels heavy on your neck. When you next glance at the small section of the bridge that Yrliet has adapted for own use, you catch someone's sharp, attentive gaze.
You are still here, Elentak.
You were deep in a special Eldari meditation, weren't you?
Yes. I am sometimes surprised by the depth of your knowledge of my kind's customs, Elentak. But even if listening is your only skill, that in itself elevates you above billions of other monkey.
I know, women feel the same way about guys. Okay, anyway.
My meditation is immersion.
It's true.
Immersion into myself, my inner world. It is my chance to speak to myself, but without words. Or to heal wounds that cannot be seen with ordinary sight. It is difficult to explain, even in the language of the children of Asurian. There are so many meanings and shades in its sound alone, and the monkey tongue is too sparse and awkward. No. Immersion must be seen to be realized.
Oh my.
I should say, Elentak, that during meditation, the mind does not leave the body. Part of it remains vigilant, monitoring what is taking place outside. So I heard every word you said, and I saw everything you did. Restraint is not a trait that your kind is known for. And yet, you did not interrupt my immersion, Elentak. A worthy act. I will remember this.
We have pressing matters to discuss. Like that ass. Let's see. I've been mulling over our conversation. I can understand why you do not like people. But I think there is something else, something I cannot understand.
What do I see? Your words ring with the desire to know the soul of another. But will you be able to comprehend my answer? You and I, Elentak, look at this world in very different ways. And I see many more facets, and deeper meanings, and brighter colors in it. But to capture the full truth of this world in the miserly language familiar to your ears will take time. I will come to you with an answer later.
Strange and blasphemous things started happening during the first warp voyage with you on board. The crew are whispering that you may be the reason. Is this true?
The minions of She Who Thirsts could sense my soul behind the thick walls and thin veil that separate your fragile lives from
Zero
the
Soft, go
roaring
ahead.
fury outside.
Just put a little blurb with it.
Child of Asurian that dare to wander beyond the veil, within the reach of an outstretched claw, protected only by the barrier of unreliable monkey technology. It is too tempting a quarry for the monsters that serve Cylon Thresh.
Dude. Okay, first of all, Zero Soft, the only reason that was purged is because we need to have a little blurb with it, or the bot will hit it because it'll think you're a bot. But hold on. Oh, that's that. Oh, CRPG. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's badass. There's Argenta. It's Yrliet. That's cool, man. Man, look at the detail on that. There's Heinrix. Love the lightning. How cool, dude. How freaking cool. That's great, dude. How fun. How fun. Okay. Let's keep going.
Our ships never venture beyond the Veil. And I never traveled the way you do, monkey. Ilantak, I admit this was a novel experience. I lost composure, let dismay into my heart, and almost strayed from the path. This moment of hesitation drew the attention of she who thirsts. But I summoned my will and used the knowledge of meditation to achieve balance, and hide my soul behind an impenetrable wall of resolve. Future journeys beyond the Veil will still be difficult, but I will steel my heart and not let the hounds of Cylon Thresh pick up my scent ever again.
Wow, dude. So it was her. Tell me about your kin and homeworld.
I refuse to discuss this with a monkey. We are but traveling companions who happen to be following the same road among the stars. Do not even try to get under my skin. It will not work.
So I'm still unworthy? Yep. Okay, well. Good talk. Anyway. Let's talk to you real quick. And I swear to God, if you're like, we have to discuss this somewhere else, I just don't care.
To what do I owe this visit?
You want to discuss the nature of your mission?
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the office.
Okay. Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now would be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. I welcome the chance to assist the Inquisition. The Cult of the Final Dawn. The madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Cronus Expanse and instigate crimes against the throne and humanity. One such crime took place in your protectorate. The Lord Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage into the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers on the capital world of your domain. Why would Ordo Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? You are well versed in how the Inquisition is organized, Cohh. Yes. Initially, our arrival in the Cronus Expanse was dictated by the need to fight Xenos, but there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I will be able to reveal the truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. The Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his letter that he's willing to show lenience towards my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I am surprised. The Lord Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness of soul and mind, even in someone who only recently accepted the burden of the lofty title. I want to know more about the Cult of the Final Dawn. Chaos worshippers, most often agents of the throne, run into lone renegades stirring up the rabble, insane prophets and hysteric visionaries preaching the end of days, a passing comet, a mutant rebellion, an onslaught of monsters. Each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and the blood of those loyal to the Golden Throne were spent before we established a connection between these heretics. However, the Cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune tellers. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Cronus Expanse, disseminating heresy among honest people on the Imperial worlds. There's a certain strategy to their actions and changes whenever we get too close. That changes. And finally, they have enough military power to have had the 2 ships that we have sent after them later discovered as wreckage. Ooh. The growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but is unlikely to inconvenience those who engage in vile sorcery day in, day out. And after the events in Recad Minoris, I suspected the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain, but the latest reports indicate it's in your protectorate that's harboring the heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to their secrets. You're laying an accusation against my dynasty? Chaos treads softly, Cohh. The main danger of secret cults and sects is that they're like seeds. They can remain in the ground for decades, safe from all scrutiny until an opportunity to sprout, grow, and bear monstrous fruit presents itself. The emergence of a cult on one of the Rogue Traders' planets does not mean the dynasty head himself is a Chaos worshipper. Having said that, it should be noted that Theodora Van Valancius was famous for her loose interpretation of the freedoms granted by the warrant. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. If it's indeed so, it is in your best interest to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself, and then perhaps you have a chance to salvage your dynasty's reputation. Ouch. You have spies? Daniel Hartley, I have no idea, bud. No time. No date or time with that. If you want to do a run, please, don't wait for me, dude. Go ahead and do it, man, for sure. The person I mentioned is not a spy, but a secretary in the Administratum Department on Dargonis. Palace's governor and Theodora were fully aware of his status. His duty is to fulfill the secret oath to the Golden Throne and eliminate threats to the Imperium, which the Cronus Expanse has in abundance. His name is Achilles Scalander. As soon as we contact Dargonis, I'll introduce you. Oh, interesting. So I should have done this before we got to Dargonis. I didn't realize I was supposed to do this then. Okay. Oh, bring Heinrix to Kiava Gamma. Okay. Great. Let us assume Kiava Gamma has fallen to heresy. What then? Will you again propose we destroy the entire planet? On recap by Norris, you made a decision that sent billions of souls into the grasp of the arch enemy, an unreasonable and unforgettably high price for a small handful of people saved by your mercy. Do I consider it a worthy exchange? I most certainly do not. Will I make every effort to make sure such an exchange does not happen again? Of course I will. I do not believe you lack compassion. You did not try to stop me after all, although you certainly could have tried to. I haven't said I would not like to be able to afford such luxury. In fact, deep down I understand why you acted that way. I have yet to eliminate the understanding and acceptance within myself, but I will. Why did your suspicion fall on Kiava Gamma? Disjointed pieces of data that finally merged into a single picture. Additionally, not long ago a vessel from the world arrived on Footfall. The reports from the crew were confused and alarming, making me fear a planet-wide rebellion. We met a Chaos Space Marine in Recab Minoris. Do we risk running into his brothers? I have no doubt it will happen sooner or later, Cohh. Chaos Marines siding with the cult is very, very bad news. Not unlike, most likely, they kept away until recently, pulling their puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors settled to show up alone. The best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Marines in the Cronus Expanse and not an entire company. You know writing is good in a game when you've read, like, 50,000 words and you can point out and tell the first time they say very, very. Which, of course, is like the basic of basic writing. But in this case, it's interesting because even though it's super basic writing, you can, like, I heard it in Heinrich's voice. So it's one of those, like, he hangs on every word, like, very, very bad news. Where it's, but like, it's still funny to me. It's still funny to me. To put it bluntly, most CRPGs have lots of instances of relatively not great dialogue and writing because of the sheer amount of it that's in them. It's just an issue of numbers at that point. But this is like the first time that anything has actually stuck out at me at all, and then even after thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, it actually makes sense to the character, which is kind of also funny. So yeah, that's wild. Just a testament of how good the writing is in this game. It really is like 11 of 10. I won't let anyone throw their weight around on my world, be it servants of chaos, Xenos, or heretics. Commendable aspiration. Tell me of the Drukhari who stole Rykad's son. The Drukhari, one of the branches of the Eldari, an ancient and vicious Xenos race. Those creatures are a living terror to ordinary people who fall prey to their raids, for the simple reason the victims are not killed outright, but instead become their playthings. Fun. Their ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, arrive suddenly and undetected. Their stealth technology greatly surpasses the capability of standard Imperium auger arrays. Oh, man. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Rykad's son and brought about the fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the Xenos themselves have played into the arch enemy's designs. Well, that's good. That'd be great. Yeah, let's do that. Let us depart from business matters, Heinrix. You once promised to entertain me with a compelling conversation. Surely this is not what you had in mind. I do remember our exchange. For the time being, however, I would prefer to focus on my direct responsibilities. Perhaps later, after Kiava Gamma. Okay. Cool. Good stuff there. Good stuff there. Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Mm-hmm. Good talk, Heine. That's right. Good talk, Heine.
Hello, Talk.
All right, let's go. One sec. Weird. All right, so let's go to Omicron. We've never been here. Let's check it out. Apologies for disturbing you. I just thought you should know the Lady Navigator successfully guided the ship out of the warp's hold and left Sanctum Navis, but instead of going to her chambers as usual, she's headed for yours. Perhaps you want to prepare for the meeting. Servant, where are my assless chaps? Okay. All chaps are assless. That's a joke. Greetings, Lord Captain. I meant to inform you that our journey through the warp went well. My navigator's gaze perceived the light of the Astronomicon beyond the tumultuous waves of the Sea of Souls, but with some difficulty. The crew and the Master Helmsman conducted themselves adequately. My instructions during the jump helped them find their focus and guide the ship without any serious incidents. Thank you for the report, but I had already noticed for myself that the ship was intact. Unless, of course, the last few hours of my life have all been a cunning trick of the warp. The Immaterium's influence would have robbed you of all reasonable thought, Captain. Yet you are aware of yourself, our conversation, and all that is happening around you, which means... I believe that was merely a jest. I do apologize. I am not particularly acquainted with conversations of this sort. I see you have many compelling works of art in here, but precious few paintings. I, for one, do enjoy passing what little spare time I have with a brush in hand. By recently, I created a beautiful voidscape inspired by our travels together. I cannot show it to you quite yet, as it still only exists in my mind's eye, but the imagery, oh, if you could see it. I did take note of the unique elegance of your works back on Yrliet 5. I am certain your latest piece will be just as breathtaking. I hope I can say this, but also ask for it on my walls. Thank you, Lord Captain. Your gratifying sincerity is wreathed in light of a rising sun. If it is such as your wish, I shall show you my work when it's complete. Yeah. One other thing I meant to tell you is that I'm quite well read, and that my knowledge is not limited to the navigator's craft. I am versed in many other scholarly fields, such as the centenary history of the Calyx sector, or navigators who sought to familiarize themselves with warp from childhood. Should you require my help, that is to say my counsel, my knowledge is extensive, so please don't hesitate to ask. I'm going to try this and immediately regret it when she's like, what the f***? Get away from me! Okay, here we go. You've been blessed with many talents. Would you like to stay here and demonstrate some of them? Cassia takes a step away from you, scorching you with her disapproving gaze. Her voice hardens, becoming aloof. Rogue trader, making suggestive imitations towards the Lady Navigator does you no credit. I would ask you refrain from such frivolities in the future. With this, kindly permit me to leave your presence. Boop. Okay. We call that denial. Complete 100% denial. Yep. Oh, Ronan. Awesome. Glad to hear. Fantastic. Thank you, buddy. Let's go to Omicron Persei 8. Okay, so I kind of liked where that was going, and honestly, I never would have picked that option normally. So I'm wondering. I think there's a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to tell her this time that I want to see if we can have her painting. My quarters do indeed sorely lack exquisite finery. Might I hope that your painting will soon adorn these walls? Do you truly wish that it would? But I must admit, I've never painted for anyone other than myself before. You'll have to forgive me, Lord Captain, but I do not think it's such a good idea. These chambers are in need of masterpieces, while I paint merely for my own pleasure. Oh, okay. Okay. You do not need to prove your worth to me, Cassia. With each passing day, I learn new sides of you, and you amaze me every time. You're too kind, Lord Captain. Cassia looks away, but before she does, you catch a strange, fleeting expression on her face. Could it be joy? I apologize. I must be distracting you from your important matters. With this, please permit me to leave your presence. Okay. I think that's fine. Can I just say, there is a certain level of immersive realism in this game where you can't just ask everyone to bang you and they immediately do. Not everyone in this game turns out to be a protag sexual like Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm kind of really okay with that. It feels a lot more grounded. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad PG-3's there though. Sometimes you're in different moods for different things. But I will say this feels much more realistic, which I think is, you know, it's nice to have both. It's nice to have both. Space dust. This is going to end poorly. Let's see what's in the space dust. Oh, we got stuff. Just random stuff. Hell yeah, dude. Give it here. Let's go. Okay. Oh, what's this? The magnetic storm raging above the planet blurs the gaze of your augur rays. Only truly powerful diviner machines may see through the currents of magnetic fluctuations in their blessed vigil and discover the mysteries of this emperor-forsaken planet. Maybe he'll return one day when he can see through the storm. Okay. The ruins of an ancient imperial city were discovered on a dead world completely deprived of an ecosystem. According to the reports, the entire settlement is contained in a titanic glass dome that once held an artificial atmosphere. Your augurs detected the framework of 3 other similar structures that were never completed. For whatever reason, the dome systems failed and left behind in the city a ghost that never managed to become a proper colony of the Imperium. Explore the local palace. Item received ghost sword. Oh. Ooh. A lavishly decorated estate of the local ruler towers over the rows of featureless bunkhouses. Several explorers perish from the cleverly hidden tripwires in the courtyard, but after losing their companions, the team easily disarms the remaining traps in the estate. Anything of value has been promptly delivered to the rogue trader. Send out a crew to explore the city's temple district. Hey! Blessed bolter casing and holy gifts. The temple district is situated at the heart of the city. The god emperor statue. Okay. Why is this orange or yellow? Order the scouts to gather as many supplies as possible. And drain the fuel. Hell yeah, dude. Damn. Freaking made out there. What is a blessed bolter casing? Single attacks with bolter weapons automatically hit the target?
Stand up.
It bypasses the hit chance? Oh my god. What? How did... What? That is a blessed bolter casing. Jeez, man. That's crazy. It seems like stupidly OP. Okay. Fantastic. It's blessed. You're blessed, chat. Bless you. Wow, this planet has like a hole in it. 2 plasteel. We can do better. Okay. We're going to save. And we're going to go. Let's go to System Speculo. Oh, chart new routes. Cool. I'm receiving reports about malfunctions among the various ship systems. This time we're dealing with inexplicable temperature fluctuations. Thermal control failures were observed not only in individual compartments, but even soldiers' protective equipment. Tech priests are performing the rites of the machine pacification and remain convinced the issue was caused by Spirit's obstinacy and defiance. The reports claims the incidents remain well within the scope of expected performance parameters. Over the last few days, complaints about the malfunctioning thermal controls have dwindled. Okay. Interesting. Huh. Oh, we should probably try to avoid these ships, huh? Hmm. Xenotech. Okay, if I get this Xenotech, I can get 3 profit factor. Boom. 39. Wait. 39. Does that mean we have enough to do this? No, we still don't. What do we need? We need Promethium. We need that, like, yesterday. Okay. Oh, we can do this now, though. The Secret of the Winter Scales. Let's do that. Great. And then we need... What do we need here? Foulstone. 1 second. Okay. Complacency is good. Requirements profit factor 20. And then we also want to look at good tidings. Oh, we need 2 adamantine. Oh, complacency for all colonies plus 2. Ugh. I mean, that I don't really... Oh, all allies gain 3x allies dogmatic rank? Wait, allies, not mine? Oh, so dogmatic characters get their own individual crit hit chance increased. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's kind of cool, yeah. Okay. Great. Alright, let's go over here. Wait, what else was here? Augur's anomaly. Oh. We going in, chat. We going in. We going in.
I feel my age when fighting alongside such young warriors.
Indeed. While I have my navigator skills to call upon, you are, statistically speaking, far more likely to perish in battle. Oh, I mean, that came out wrong.
Are you going to play the day before? You can't. They took it off Steam. Tech use 73 for a rusty cogitator.
Grants me insight.
I always have a backup plan.
Remnants of stones and frescoes depicting a black spot surrounded by structures of some sort. That's weird. The items and stuff here are not lighting up when I hold down tab. A little weird. Numerous ropes and cables end abruptly at the very edge of the pit, vanishing into the gathering darkness.
Operation successful.